Roberts, and this is True Divine 44. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you all being here. Please check out the socials in the description box below, and hit me up on whatever ones that you are on too. Share and like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really do appreciate it, and so I am sorry as well that I haven't been getting some of the daily readings out, but I'm going to be playing with the format of what I put out, the content that I put out. Basically, I try and take as much time as I can to put out what I can to give to the collective, to do my part that I feel I'm led here, I'm here to play. But I've also got commitments, and as business is growing, which is fantastic, as more spiritual coaching sessions come in and readings come in and other things start to come in, like massages and stuff local to me, things are heating up and building up, which is great. And so I will be playing around with the format as far as the content I can put out, because I will not stop putting out that content, but I also need to take into account the boys. So I'd appreciate your feedback as the weeks go forward, as I play around to see what works for me and what works for you guys too. Just let me know, what you're liking, what you appreciate most, or just any ideas as well. I'm open to help fit things in better. But this is the daily energy reading with tarot for the 7th of June 2021. Take what resonates, it is general, and leave what does not. It's meant to give you a heads up of the energies of the day that you may feel within you, around you, and within others, and give you some kind of foresight as to how to reach your greatest potentials within the day, within the energies. And so for the 7th of June 2021, on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Temperance card. The major arcanas are really popping out, and they have been over this last 18 months, more than ever. And that is because the energies are really popping, in that we are in the throes of this cycle change, and the energy is real intense, both for feeling good and feeling bad. It's intense for sure. And so the cards are representing that the major arcanas are really popping more than usual. And so the Temperance card does speak to the ultimate alchemist. And I want to speak to the empaths in the room. There is a lot of victimhood deliberately attached to empaths. I feel that has been a deliberate psyop. Very much like the 1+7 letter type thing, where there's an infiltration and the seeds planted. And so the empath's journey is difficult. All of the journeys have their difficulties, but the empath's journey is really being played on in the spiritual community, I feel, to becoming more of a victim role, when there is nothing, not one thing with it as a victim mentality to the Temperance card. The Temperance is the ultimate alchemist, being able to stay tempered in crazy energies, whether they are good or bad, having the ability to know that through your experiences that you've faced, through the energies that you've faced, you've learned how to transmute energies into even the most negative into something positive, even the most positive into something even more positive. Now, the neophyte, or the people who have been affected by this infiltration, I feel, of the spiritual community, who are empaths, have gotten into a place where they have told themselves they need to avoid energies, they need to avoid busy rooms, they need to be afraid of going into places where there are lots of people, when actually the Temperance card, the alchemist of energy, will walk through any room, no matter how negative, knowing with their experiences and the growth and expansion that they've had in those experiences, that they have the abilities, the magical abilities, to transmute those energies, to create that rainbow of energy transference and use it for positive, even the most negative of energies. And so I really do feel it's part of today that the empaths take their warrior badge back and take away the V badge and exchange it for the double V, the warrior, in that and knowing that you have the ability to transmute even the strongest of energies either into something stronger or neutralize them quite literally. So you see the Temperance card here, she's balanced, she's got he's got his passionate wings, but they're balanced, they're red, it's passion. So there's a lot of energy there. It isn't all innocent, harps, and this is a badass warrior, but there's a purity about this energy with the white gown and the balanced stance, but 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. There is no fear to this energy immersing itself in the physical world, and also being able to be in connection with the waters, the emotional world where life is nourished. And so in the stream of life, quite literally, this energy walks through it and enjoys transmuting the energies. And so a lot of you today, if you've been feeling drained, if you've been feeling an apathy, get back up, especially those empaths out there. Get back up, brush yourself off, and recognize that you are this Aquarian barbarian type energy that can walk anywhere, be anywhere, and transmute energies. Now, it doesn't take away from the wisdom that you don't put yourself in the face of things that are going to take away from your energy or use your energy in order to transmute things unnecessarily. I just want it to be that victim mentality that has infiltrated the spiritual community on many levels, including the empath level. It's time for us to take that back and let go of that victim mentality and step into our power. And so you might be faced with energies today that need a lot of transmuting, that you might be faced with that, and you know that you can handle that, you know that you can face it absolutely and completely immerse yourself in life, in the experiences of life, and not being afraid to do so. Because you are the ultimate alchemist. It's an Aquarian card, but there's a lot of water to it. So this speaks of what an Aquarius is. It's outside of the box. It's different. And so speaking powerful words into your water, giving life to your waters, turning your crystals within your waters, your emotional body, into powerful, beautiful, symmetrical, geometric shapes that give power to you. And so speak positively to yourself. Where you've been speaking negatively to yourself, turn that around today. There's a lot of power in doing that today, for sure. And so the next card on the bottom of the deck for the clarifying deck is the Four of Wands. This speaks to balance in the home. So just what I was speaking to, creating balance in the home, creating symbiotic relationships and routines within the home makes a happy home, creating this balance, this ambience, but also the protection of the home. Now, this is where I spoke about the warrior that is the Temperance card, being able to stay balanced and stay focused, like not losing your temper, but particularly for those of you mothers and fathers, to stand in protection of your children, of your home, to stop these goons in power, whether it's schools, whether it's governments, thinking that they have a say as to what goes on in your home, how your home should look. You know how it should look, and you might have to diffuse some of those energies and neutralize some of those energies that are trying to infiltrate your home, in particular your children, but you are capable of doing so for sure. Now, on the next card, for the first card in the reading, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. This speaks to the mother. This speaks to the mother of the physical world, nature, being in connection with, and being in protection of, nourishment of nature, children, beings. So there's some of you that are just feeling such a connection today with nature. Go with that, flow with that energy. Take your shoes off, feel the ground, do whatever you need to do to pass the time, work outside as much as you can. If you've got kids, take them outside today. Their energy is ripe in nature today, as far as the cards go, for energetic feedback that lifts up and builds up and creates balance within the home at the end of the day. Now we've got the Sun card as the clarifying card. So another major arcana speaking to that godlike energy, the life-giving energy. And so while make hay while the sun shines, so to speak, in that, you know, enjoy the sunshine for sure. Really really be absorbing the color spectrum today, allowing your children to do so also. There's some things about putting your crystals out today for sure would be real powerful. Putting water out and drinking it after the sun has had a chance to excuse me, impregnate it with the color spectrum. That would be really powerful for you to do today, for you and your children or anybody else that you care about. Being in connection with the above and the below. You've got the divine masculine in this sun card and the divine feminine in this beautiful divine feminine queen card, the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Nature. Be kind to yourself, make yourself feel lovely. The sun, you know, it adorns things, it creates flower heads. Well, it doesn't create them, it gives them the spark, the color spectrum, that energy transference, that temperance card, in order to open up and show their beauty. So show your individual beauty today, shine bright today, and don't be backwards and coming forwards and doing so. Be bold about it. And so the next card is another divine feminine energy, and it is the Queen of Cups. This speaks to you being in such a powerful place right now, because we have the clarifying card as the Wheel of Fortune. So making hay while the sun shines, especially with business as well, that will aid the home for sure. Thinking about different ways of doing things will be very, very powerful. But also there's this energy of this divine feminine energy coming forward today that is turning the Wheel of Fortune. And where there is a lot of defiling and defaming of the divine feminine characters that we're seeing with all of these layers of agendas and plans, nevertheless, this super powerful surge of divine feminine energy is coming forward. And there is a surge of divine masculine men coming forward also, which would be represented in the spark, the sun, the men that are able and willing and balanced and strong enough to actually be masterful enough that they could even begin to explore the feminine, the divine feminine. And so the divine masculine really exploring the divine feminine, and within that exploration there is a lot of reawakening of goddess-like energy. And so this is where you realize that a lot of you who have had emotional times in the past 5 years, had emotional experiences, you're feeling this energy, this divine feminine strength coming forward, in that you are channeling your emotions, not the other way around. Your emotions are not channeling you, you are channeling them. And that goes back to the ability of that temperance card too. So really finding your power in your alchemy role. Some of you really do well with herbs and garden, and that is a beautiful energy for you to be out in the garden today. One of you is going to see something you've never seen before growing and wonder what it is, but it's beautiful and you're in awe of it. And so that's real interesting. Cordia, I think that's you if you listen to this video. And so I know she won't mind me saying her name. So this is where you turn the wheel. You see the dragon turning the wheel. So I want you to picture, you know, those kids things where you pour the water in the top and the things spin. You have them in sand pits often, or at the beach, and the water works its way down into a bucket. This is where I can feel this surge of energy of where you're putting your emotions into something, but you're channeling them so powerfully that you literally you're leveling up, you're layering up, and you're filling up something. You're moving the wheel with this emotional take charge energy. In particular, those of you that are mothers, there's things that you do today to show your motherly role, that protection, that love, that really puts a lot of beautiful strength and power, divine feminine power into the collective, which then feeds the sun. It feeds the divine masculine energy. It puts the divine masculine energy into action. So there's this beautiful relationship happening between the masculine and feminine today, both within you as your balance of divine feminine, divine masculine within you, and on the outside also. There is great relations today between male and female energies that have like mind, like hearts. That's an awakening of each other, which is the external manifestation of the Kundalini within, using the two opposing forces. Check out my High Priestess video for a deeper explanation of the two opposing forces and how that works to create enlightenment, power, and a strength like no other. And so the next card is the Judgment card, another major arcana. And see what I mean? They're just popping out, even in small readings. This card speaks to really taking heed of what to leave behind. What are you going to leave behind? What skin are you going to shed and leave in these tombs, where you've been in a dark place, where you've been in a difficult, darker experience, using that experience to draw the good from it, to recognize the lessons, recognize that it's put you in a place, put you on a path, put you in front of the right people. And what does it take? What do you need to let go of now for you to be able to go forward, for you to be able to hear that hum of nature that a lot of you are hearing today, that pull, that drive in a certain direction, and knowing that this is your soul's path, this is your soul's journey. So very, very powerful, but really taken into account as to what to leave behind and what to take forward. Now we've got the Seven of Swords to clarify that, and it's about the only more negative card in the reading today. This speaks to don't allow others to steer you or steal you from your soul's path. Even those who are closest to you, that are giving you the biggest surprises as to how they're reacting in the energies that are going on. Don't allow yourself to be steered from your soul's path for another's wanting, for another's need. There are lots of people that are here that are either non-player characters, or they are on a very different journey to you, or they've literally decided to cut themselves off from their soul, from themselves. And so they don't want to see those that they have maybe been partnered with for a while, friends for a long time, or family, choosing their soul's path when it wouldn't include them. And so there is a selfishness to this, but it all comes back to you and you making that decision that this is your soul's path. And others might try and deter you, but it would ultimately be you stealing from yourself in plain sight, under the light of the sun. So that's the reading for the 7th. The door's knocking, so I'm going to go and let the adorable in. I'm glad I got some videos done today before you came home, little man. I appreciate you all. Love you all. Much love, balance, and wholeness. Mwah.